Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Grow Roots. This is Shannon, and this is my December 2023 backyard garden tour. The last garden tour of 2023. If you've been following Grow Roots, you know that I kind of made a resolution, I guess, in 2023 to film the backyard and the front yard gardens every month to see how they changed, to kind of document my successes and my failures. And so this is the last one of the year. I'm so excited that I did this. It's been a really neat experience, and I hope that you'll join me for the last backyard garden tour of 2023. All right, so I'm going to start with this view up here and come on down. I love this view from up here. This is on my trampoline, by the way. The kids use this for my daycare, and my daughter, that is almost 9 years old, uses it as well, but it also provides a nice little view of the backyard garden. So I'm going to start right here. So it's December. It is officially winter. It's late December. Today is actually December 30th. And so a lot of the things are put to sleep for the most part. I do apologize. I have some compost bags that are kind of laid all throughout, and I haven't gotten around to putting them down because I've kind of been toggling back and forth. I have put down about 2 inches of leaf mulch. So we got this leaf vacuum, and I vacuumed up all of the leaves quite a few times. My husband did as well. And the vacuum mulches or creates a leaf mulch from the leaves. It shreds them up. And so I've put down a couple inches in this backyard garden, and I think that's honestly going to be enough. And then we also had some leaves that still fell afterwards, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay to have just maybe just the top little bit be the full leaves, and it helps the insects to winter over, good and bad. I get that. I know it's kind of a it's a hot topic in the gardening community, whether to leave the leaves or not for beneficial insects to overwinter, and also the bad ones can too. But it also provides food and shelter for the animals. The birds will get on the leaves and pick off the insects and things. But anyway, that is what I'm planning to do. I don't think I'm going to do compost over the top of this leaf mulch. I think that's going to be pretty good for these plants this winter. And I may use this compost maybe in the spring. We'll see. So starting off here, this is my... I always need to see this. It is Mr. Goodbud sedum. You can see most of the blooms are now done, but I'm going to leave them for the winter. And you can even see it's 30 degrees out right now. Believe it or not, I'm doing my garden tour in 30-degree weather. But we've had a pretty warm fall and a warm early winter, I guess you could say. So it still has like a little bud. It's so awesome. But great plant. I love it. I hope that it does well in this next year. I have some dianthus that is still green. I also have some dwarf Mexican petunia. It's pink actually, and it is still green. But in this 30-degree weather, I looked at it last night and it was perfect. And then this morning, it's like, okay, I'm struggling a little bit. It is below freezing, so that's understandable. Here I have my double play candy corn spirea, which I'm so excited about. I just picked this up maybe 6 weeks ago, and I was really excited to find it, and it was on clearance, so can't do better than that. But just look at that beautiful foliage color. It's just absolutely spectacular. It is deciduous. I believe it will lose its leaves, but also I hope it can get this color, because the color is like the stems are almost red. It's absolutely beautiful. It's kind of a red burgundy color. I'm really excited to see what this does in the next year as well. Okay, so coming over here, you guys haven't seen this. This is a little rain gauge that I picked up off of Amazon. Not that expensive, $15 or less, and it's been telling me how much rain we've had because we've been in an El Nino pattern here in North Texas. We've had a lot of rain in the last couple weeks. We've had two systems that went through that gave us 2.5 inches of rain each. And then we had another system that went through that gave us about an inch of rain. So in the last 2 weeks, we've had 6 inches of rain. And I know that because of my rain gauge, which is pretty awesome. Right behind the rain gauge, you can see is my star jasmine. And I've got this wild vine. I forget the name of it right now. How pretty are those berries? I will pop the name on the screen. This is just a wild vine that came in, but in the wintertime, it's so pretty. And I read that the birds do like to eat the berries, although I have not seen that quite yet. Let's see. Actually, I was just standing on an echinacea, a purple echinacea that I transplanted over here. So I'll have that, as well as, I can't tell where that was either. There was a white swan echinacea right here. So I think that will be, I think I'm buttoning up this portion pretty well. I've got the purple echinacea here, white echinacea. I've got a coreopsis that's new. I've got a little lime, which will be kind of the main focal point of this garden bed. I've got over here a hardy plumbago. Beautiful. And it is a ground cover. It is not your annual plumbago. Say hi to Chloe. This is a new addition to our family, I guess you could say. She is an outdoor cat. She chose us, and she has to stay outdoors because I am highly allergic, and I've had cats in my home before, and they have caused me to have severe asthma flare-ups to the point where I'm in the hospital. And so my daughter, Maya, who is almost 9, she has been begging for a cat. And Chloe had been coming around for about a month. And finally, maybe 3 weeks ago. Oh, really? Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I told Maya that she could feed her just to see. I wanted to see, is somebody else feeding her? Is she not really hungry? She's just visiting us because she likes us. What's going on? No, she was starving, y'all. She eats quite a bit. And we're the only ones that are feeding her for sure. She is hungry when she comes, and she knows Maya takes care of her. This is Maya's cat. And she knows when Maya wakes up in the morning and she's waiting here on the back porch. And she knows when Maya gets home from school because she's gone all day. And then she comes back in the afternoon when she knows that Maya is coming home from school. So it's so sweet. I love that it's teaching Maya some responsibility, and because this is solely hers. And then, oh, she's so sweet. And then, we're kind of trying to help out a stray cat as well. I'm working on providing her with some winter shelter, although, it's 30 degrees outside, and her home is kind of back here in this creek area. She has a few spaces that she hides and stays warm. And y'all are like, Shannon, you're allergic. Why are you even petting her? Well, I'm okay. I'm not like extremely bad. If I wash my hands after petting her, I will be just fine. She just can't be in my house. If her fur and dander gets into my living space, like, I will be in trouble with my asthma for sure. And I'm also allergic to their saliva, which is really weird. But Chloe doesn't drool on me. So that's good. But she is the sweetest little thing. So I am sure you are going to see her on future garden tours. She's just super, super sweet. So getting back to gardening, I'm so sorry. Just needed to introduce you to who's getting in my shot. This is hardy plumbago ceratostigma. Again, super, super beautiful blue flowers from, late spring through fall. And even right now, this one I picked up on clearance as a second plant because I had the first and I loved it so much. And it was in a greenhouse, which is why it's still green and it's still flowering, but it's definitely going dormant. My other one is over here on the other side, right here. And you can see it is completely dormant at this time. And it's deciduous, it loses its leaves. it'll get back up and provide some ground cover in the spring, which I'm super happy about. I have another dianthus. So you can see, I have 2 dianthus, I have 2 plumbago, I have actually, 2 dianthus, 2 plumbago, 2 echinacea, and the little lime, and then the coreopsis, and then the border of the sedum and the dwarf Mexican petunia and the spirea. And then I've got my jasmine climbing there. So love this garden bed. Can't wait to see what it does. I will pop in some annuals to fill in some of those spaces as well. And moving on. Okay. So here we are at this plant that is just looking like dead twigs right now. It is summer carnival hibiscus, and Chloe's kind of showing it off. She's putting her scent on it. I picked up summer carnival hibiscus as a birthday present for myself in October. I was so excited about it. I will pop a picture of it on the screen, what it's supposed to look like. But as soon as I put it in the ground here, it started going downhill, and it started losing leaves, and some of it kept leaves until maybe a month ago, so like November, but then it turned into this, and all of it is dead at this point. And that can be normal for a hibiscus, a hardy hibiscus that has gone into dormancy. It could be totally normal. And so it could have just gone into early, transplant shock and early dormancy. And I'm hoping that's what happened. Otherwise it died. And if it died, I think I will take it back. I got it at Rooted in Pilot Point. I bought several other plants there at that time and put them into the landscape, and they did absolutely fine. They're doing great. It's just this one plant that did the same exact things, same watering schedule, same everything, and it did not survive. So anyway, it was not cheap. It was the most expensive plant I purchased that day, and it's a bummer that if it did in fact die. So moving on here, I have this star jasmine climbing the fence, and it looks fantastic. This area down here, I have plans for. I want to pick up 1 or 2 clematis vines and put them down here because it is kind of shade down here, with it being right next to our patio and all, and the fence. So it does get some shade at the roots, and then it gets full sun at the top. So clematis does really, really well that way, and I've always wanted to try clematis. So I am going to attempt to pick up 1 or 2 clematis and plant them here. I have my Texas sage that is evergreen that's holding up really, really well. So beautiful. Such great winter interest. And then the other winter interest I have is my sunshine ligustrum that I have pruned into a tree form, which I'm so excited about. I planted some ajuga down here. And so it will be kind of surrounded by this burgundy glow ajuga. Chloe. There's a cup, one of the kids' cups down here. But I have 4 of them surrounding this plant. So that will be really nice. They'll be in the shade from the sunshine ligustrum. I have a dianthus and another star jasmine and another Texas sage. Right here, I have some plants. Okay, so I skipped over these. Okay, so there's another dianthus. And this is an echinacea. It's like a coral color. I do believe it's Cheyenne Spirit echinacea after researching it. It's absolutely beautiful, but it is dormant. And then I have this. I was so happy to find this Mystic Spires Blue Salvia. And it's still green. I can't believe it, but I do believe it's supposed to be perennial in our area, a native salvia. Thank you, Chloe, for getting in my shot. Okay, Chloe. There we go. And really excited to see what Mystic Spires Blue Salvia will do as opposed to the other salvias that I have in the front, which is May Night Salvia. And then I picked up brand new a pink salvia and a red salvia. So, and those are perennial as well. Totally picking up my salvia game because the perennial salvias do so well here in in North Texas with our heat and droughts. Here I have a pink muley grass that's looking fabulous. The blooms are no longer pink, but they are brown and just provide some winter interest as well. That was one of my goals for this year, is to step up the winter interest game and my ground cover game. And I'm on my way to doing just that for sure. I have a baby limelight that's right here that I know you can't see because it's dormant, but it was one of my babies from the big one that didn't make it this year. Oh, I do have 3 purple echinacea here as well that are dormant. So here is an area that I really want to see some change in 2024. So I have this canna lily, and they have spread big time. And I'm debating, I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to leave the canna lilies that are in front of this structure. I'm going to leave those here. I'm going to take these out because my vision for this, it's actually a water feature. The water feature is broken at the moment, but I know that my husband can fix it. It has water that trickles down from the top and goes into a basin at the bottom. But my vision for that is to have vines crawling over it. And I wanted to do purple bell vine, and I tried that last year, and it did not work. Part of the problem is down here, it is just the canna lilies overcrowd anything that wants to grow there, and it can't get any sun, and nothing will grow. And so I'm going to take these out, and I'm going to either in a pot or in the ground put an annual vine. I do not want a perennial vine or an evergreen vine or anything like that because of the water feature, and if my husband can fix it, we don't want anything permanent over the top there. But an annual vine is perfect. A fast growing annual vine is ideal. And so I'm going to take that out. I have some ideas of what annual vines to use, but if you have ideas, let me know. I'm going to do a future video about all of the new plants that I want to introduce, and the vines will be part of that. So coming around here, I have another star jasmine plant, and I have another vine, a new vine. It's coral honeysuckle. And again, got this one on clearance. I'm going to put some kind of trellis back here for it to climb on, or this is inexpensive, just kind of like chicken wire type of thing, but it's plastic and green. So I'm going to put something there so it can climb this fence pretty easily. And I did do some research. It is semi-evergreen in winter, so it's not surprising that these top leaves are yellowing or turning red and wanting to fall off. It will lose some of its leaves, but in the spring it will flush back out on the same vine. So that's exciting. Right here I have these sticks of Midnight Marvel hibiscus. And even these bottoms are actually still alive. So that's kind of interesting. I will not prune my hibiscus until late winter. And these are going to be some of the last things to pop up in the landscape. But Midnight Marvel is just this beautiful red color. And my first season with it this past year, and the grasshoppers wanted to eat it alive. I'm going to try to figure something out. But anyway, yeah. And then so those canna lilies are going to go away as well. And these canna lilies will stay. And then again over here I'm going to put the same annual vine that I'm going to put here. And I'm hoping, my vision is just to have them growing all the way up and around in this beautiful like cornerstone of our garden. All right, so coming up here we have a mini greenhouse that I got for Christmas. I'm testing it right now to see if it really can hold any heat, to see what I'm going to be able to do with it. I actually just got this thermometer last night and put it in there, and let's see what the temperature is inside here. Okay, so it's still, just above 30 degrees according to this thermometer. It's probably about the same temperature out here. So what I think it's going to be good for in the wintertime is winter sowing seeds. So there is a winter sowing method. Okay, Chloe. Oh my word. You are the silliest cat. Yes, you are. You getting some sun up there? Okay. I'm sorry. She keeps distracting me. Anyway, I think I'm going to do some winter sowing here. And I do have some seeds that are good for winter sowing. You can look that up. I might do a video about it if you want. And going to do some winter sowing in there. And then I've got my Tangerine Beauty crossvine. That is pretty much an evergreen vine here in North Texas, but this is my first winter with the Tangerine Beauty crossvine, and I am noticing some of the leaves are shedding, and that's okay. That's normal. I hear that some of the leaves turn purple in the winter, and I just read that that's normal. The only thing that concerns me just slightly is some of this portion of the leaves are spotted purple. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it's my first season. A friend of mine bought a Tangerine Beauty crossvine this summer on my recommendation. She said the same thing is happening to hers. I think it's going to be fine. I'm so excited to see in the spring. This is going to be full of coral colored flowers, and I'm so excited about that and to see these grow. Here we've got our side garden. So the last portion of the tour, but before I go to the side garden, I just wanted to, I do have a jasmine vine climbing up there. We'll see if the vine itself survives the winter. The roots will survive, no doubt. But here's something that survived a lot longer than I ever anticipated, and this is the Double Up Pink Begonia by Proven Winners. This is 2 plants in this pretty big pot. This has been in almost full shade all spring and all summer, and it has flowered like crazy all spring, all summer. It's tripled in size, and we have had, like, I counted 12 nights in the 20s and 12 nights freezing or below, from to 30 degrees. So like 20 something nights below freezing, and it's still giving me leaves, green leaves, and pink flowers. It's unbelievable. Now, granted, it doesn't look perfect, but this is an annual that's supposed to die in, the frost. It's supposed to be a tender annual. Like, it's not supposed to survive a frost or a freeze, and yet here it is. And I may put that in that mini greenhouse as well, just because it is a couple degrees warmer for potentially, or I'm trying to make it a couple degrees warmer than outside. And so I think I may just see if this thing may survive. I don't know. But even if it doesn't, I wouldn't expect it to. But it's just over exceeded my expectations, and I will be buying a lot more of this plant and putting it in shade locations. I know it can take sun or shade, but some people say, like, in part sun and sun, it just does not survive our Texas heat. But in the shade, it absolutely does. It's a rock star plant. So, okay, so now taking you through my side garden. These canna lilies are going to be taken out as well. I'm just kind of waiting for them to die back a little bit more before I take them out completely. I have this beautiful Evergreen Everillo Carex. I'm so excited about this plant. I've wanted this plant for quite some time. And when I saw it on clearance, just one plant at DNL, I would have picked up more if they had more, but I had to have it. It's gorgeous. I have an amaryllis called Rapido Amaryllis. This is my first winter with amaryllis in the ground as well. It is marginal, and that's why I've kind of put it up against the foundation. It's next to this boxwood, and there's another reason I'm leaving these cannas up, because it will help insulate it and keep it its first winter. And I'm hoping it survives, because if it does, it's going to give me glorious red, multiple blooms per stem in the springtime. And it created a baby for me, and here's the baby. I separated the baby and put it right there. So really excited about the amaryllis that's there. This is a part shade location. I have a boxwood that's there. I had a peony, but I do not think it's coming back. And another one in the landscape before too, and it was in a more sun location. But that is my peony, and we'll see if it comes back. Coming around, this is, I believe, pink skullcap. I already lost a skullcap that I transplanted in the other part of the garden. This one has survived. I have my purple heart Tradescantia that was like 5 cuttings from my mother-in-law last winter, and then here is how it's done throughout the growing season. I have a daylily right there that gave me a baby that I'll show you in a minute. I have this guy that has gone to sleep, is a rose mallow that also the grasshoppers were just eating it alive. That poor thing. I'm surprised that it survived. I have, these were just cuttings of Vinca major ground cover, and it's doing well and taking off. And then I have my endless summer hydrangea hedge back here that has done pretty well. It still has leaves, and yeah, this one's starting to lose its leaves, but I still have my beautiful maroon blooms on the ones that did bloom. So I just love this. I can't wait to see this grow through the years and grow in together. All right, so this right here is my no-dig garden bed that I prepared in September to plant in, August is when I did this. I used the no-dig garden bed method, and it is working fantastic for the plants that I have planted here. So this is my daylily baby. I have purple heart cuttings all throughout. I did pink Turks Cap. This is a part sun location. The sun is from about 10 in the morning in the summertime, 10 in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's kind of midday sun, but a break from the real intense afternoon sun as well. So pink Turks Cap, it's done fantastic. I can't believe it still has leaves on it. It is deciduous. And then we've got a Alice in Wonderland Dwarf Oakleaf Hydrangea. And look at the beautiful color that it's giving me. It's just beautiful. And this is exactly what I wanted for back here. I kind of wanted to keep the hydrangea theme since I have all of these hydrangeas this way. Kind of a pink cottagey theme, pinks and purples. And that's what's going on back here. I am slightly concerned again with this purple spots that I'm seeing on my oak leaf. It could mean some type of bacterial or fungal thing going on. So when it does shed its leaves, there's Chloe again. Hi. I will probably be discarding the leaves just to make sure that potential bacteria or fungus isn't overwintering and creating problems for next year's growth. I have red Oxalis, which is beautiful. I'm not sure when this is supposed to lose its leaves, but it's still providing beautiful color, and it's winter. And then this is the Kaleidoscope Abelia. So my neighbor gave this to me. It even had some new growth after planting it. We're going to trim this up in the springtime. And it's kind of like, it lost some interior leaves. But yeah, I mean, this is a great location for it, I think. And then I have Mexican petunia growing up this way. So this garden bed is definitely a work in progress, but it's looking so much better than it did. And that pretty much concludes the last garden tour of 2023. Thank you all. Those that have been continuing to watch, thank you so much. For those that are new, I hope that you will comment, let me know what you think, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of things planned in 2024, monthly garden tours for sure, some other plant maintenance and design idea posts, and then other garden tours, not just my own, that I have planned for 2024. So I hope that you will subscribe and check them out. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful, happy new year. Bye-bye, everybody.